Okay, I'm going to create another little machine with nuts, bolts, and cylinders, which I think many of you need operations with cylinders and nuts and things like that. Let's get to it. What I'm going to do in surfaces, I'm going to go to the top view here, expand it, and I'm going to do the circle. I think we did it in class, something very similar. And what I'm going to do here is pretty much rebuild it by going to surfaces here, going to edit curves and rebuild curve options. And I'm going to do 5 because I know it's like a pentagon shape kind of thing. So I'm going to say rebuild. The difference is that now if we go to control vertex, we only have 5 of these guys, or we can go to edit points and we can have the 5 same control points as you see. Good, this is good, but the thing is that in order to work with these points, if we want to do, for example, a CV curve option 1 linear, which is good, if we try to snap pressing V, as you know, to the points, it immediately disappears the information of the edit points of the curve. So I'm going to control C that, Q to get out, and what I need to do is select this guy and say display object display, sorry, nerves, and say CVs. Okay, and these guys come out, but we also probably want to, not these guys, if we press again they disappear. We will actually want to go and turn on the edit points, and they show the 5 points that we have created in the rebuild process. And now, yes, no matter what you do, if you do a curve display, sorry, create CV curve, and it's going to be 1 because it remembers, and if you press V it's going to snap exactly to those points, and these guys don't disappear because we have the display on. Okay, so normally I don't finish it, I normally leave it open, and I go and open close curves here, so it's a very convenient thing to do it. Now if you, this is going to stay even if you move this guy or whatever, they stay, the edit points stay on. The only way, if I control C to get rid of them, it's by going back again to the display nerves and say edit points, so they disappear. Okay, so this is the guy. If we go to perspective, we're going to use to create the bevel plus of this shape. Okay, so for that we go in surface, we go to bevel plus. We've done this in class, and this is what comes. Press 5 for shaded, and this is what is showing up. So we can press the object and go Control A to the attribute editor and go to bevel plus and change the different configurations till we have the nut that we want. I'm not sure, depending on your options, that it's going to be either one form or another, and it's going to be better looking or worst. Okay, in that sense it's great. So what we're going to do now is create a by the way, this is creating with the Bevel Plus a polygon surface. So if you want to do a Boolean operation to this, we need to do it with another polygon surface, which could be the cylinder. Creates automatically, because in create polygons this is unchecked, and before as well the nerves, the curves were unchecked, so that's why the curve was showing directly. I'm going to press R, make it smaller, W to take it up, and now the way to do the Boolean operations in polygons is by selecting first one and then shift the second one and going to edit nerves, Boolean difference. Oh, we don't surfaces, sorry. Polygons, we need to actually get out of here first, shift second one, polygons, make sure, edit mass booleans difference, and it does the perfect cut there. Now we did this other similar example in class where you have some details, this boolean. You could have done it, of course. Let's go Control C back, and let's take this one and hide this one by Control H. Remember to maintain your layers perfectly established. So I'm going to select this original cylinder and go to the cylinder and make more height subdivisions, And what I'm going to do is right click vertex and go to the either right view or front view, doesn't really matter, and select every other one. There we go, so we can get a little bit of that kind of detailing from this type of apparatus or artifacts. Okay, we're gonna go to perspective and R, and the gizmo is in the center because it's a cylinder. And what I'm gonna do is press Control in the green guy so you see how this deforms. Now I should have done like more of them. It's fine for now. What we can do always is just scale it like this way, so we have more of these guys, and it seems similar to what we need. Now I'm gonna go to the outliner and turn on this guy, select it and Shift H and 4 to see what's going on. It's in the middle, so we probably want to put this some other how, probably scale a little bit so it actually shows in both sides. And now we can do the same operation of the Boolean. Select the first one, second one, and say edit mass Boolean difference. And now this has the same cut, you see. So this should have had more detail, of course, but I think it's quite nice. Now another thing we should have done before the Boolean is probably take this guy and Control D and Control H to disappear, and then do first Shift second and then edit Boolean difference, and we have that. And not only that, but we also have the copy of that, so we can move and put it like a little bit smaller, so there's like this kind of a gap situation, and you see the detail nicely, you know. And we could have like a double thing there where you can see what's going on here in the bottom and what's going on in the top. It could be even this one coming in, so you have both of the situations, and it looks much nicer. This is a bolt, of course, that let me hide the circle by Control H it, and then what I normally do is save as, be happy about this, great, say edit, delete by type history, so we can do the classic example of moving both of them, create a cylinder that is bigger in the center, and this one is two pieces. Remember, we can group them by Control G, and we can just press here to move it all and move it whatever we need. Normally it's good to go to front view or whatever other view that we might need and put it in place correctly. I'm doing quite by eye, of course. You guys should do it more carefully, but I think it's a good try there. Let's go to perspective, and we probably, sorry, to the top. Probably want to place this somewhere we want to place. Now, this is tricky. What I need to do now is in the top view. Let me expand it a little bit. I need to actually move the gizmo, and if you remember, the gizmo is in the center of the piece. Makes sense. It's like in the center of the overall piece in its gravity center kind of thing. So we have to press D. As you see, it changes as I press D every time. It changes the gizmo configuration. That means that I can move it. Okay, so I can move it whatever I want. But if I move it by pressing D and X at the same time, I move it snapping to the grid. And I'm going to put it in the center, E, and you see how it moves and rotates it to the center. Control C to put it back to its place, and now I'm going to do Control D. We have a copy there, and J as in James, 1, 2, 3, and 4, or whatever, 5 and 6. I don't know how many pieces, probably 4, 15 times, and Shift D to repeat it a number of times. If you go to the perspective, we see how easy it was to actually perform that operation. Now this cylinder probably has many other features, and remember that when you play with surfaces, you have like different parts, but since this is a polygon, another thing you have to do for polygons, if you press 3, you're messing around. The difference between working with soft surfaces or hard surfaces in polygons, that in hard surface you never go to the third option. Okay, you stay here and it's quite fine. If you need to do Boolean operations, this cylinder should have been surface cylinder, because Boolean operations work better, much better. I would say almost uh, the only way to do complex Boolean operations is in surfaces. Okay, so this is a great starting point to once again select all, edit, delete by type. Remember to save as all this, and you can pretty much go to surfaces and say also modify center pivot, so it doesn't go to center, but you can do like the rotation of this. Oh, sorry, group. Sorry, yeah. And now, if you select the group in the outliner, just this guy, you will be able to rotate everything. No, so you can press James rotate and W and here. And what you can do is now the other big cylinder. This in this case going to be a surface or whatever you decide. Let's actually delete this and create a polygon just to see that also this is possible. And take it up and down by pressing Control, and that should be fine. If I select this cylinder and you see how this moves there, we have to move it also so it fits correctly in both with the nuts and with the other one, and that should be a nice detail that we can render, and we'll have very nice shadings. We have the bevel here, we have that connection there, and if you do this several times, this could be a nice interesting project. Okay, next.